Hello, my beloved psychopaths, and welcome to the Siron Show.
I'm here too.
Yeah, today we're back with another tier list, and today I have another guest with us. Today I have Tyler.
Doe. I thought you were gonna say Doe, so I was waiting for you to finish.
I'm
And also,
sorry.
this is the very first time we've recorded this, and I'm really
Definitely.
excited about that. We didn't record for an hour and a half this morning, and then it not work or anything.
Definitely not. It was 45 minutes actually, so.
Well, it just felt so long, Yeah, but I'm excited. I think honestly, it wasn't a bad idea because so the way we're doing it, guys, is we're doing 30 seconds for each of us to have like our general idea of the arc, and then 15 seconds to make a decision on where the arc should be ranked.
Yes,
And
so we don't
now
just
that-
ramble on forever.
Right, exactly. And now that we've gone through it a little bit more, it's much easier for me to like have my thoughts in order, I guess. Because it's
Hopefully.
like before, I'd like literally not remember what some things were. I'd be like, oh, Whiskey Peak, what happened in that one?
Yeah. So, as you can see, we're doing the tier list, we're doing One Piece arcs, but to the way everything worked out, we decided to split this into 3 parts. Namely, today we're gonna do from Romance Dawn until Alabasta, and if you guys hit 10 likes, alright, we're gonna do it up until time skip, and then we'll see. Then we'll see how it goes.
He meant 10,000, but he accidentally said 10.
Oh,
So I guess
yeah,
10.
definitely. Let's just jump right into it. First off, we have Romance Dawn. And Tyler, I would like you to start today.
Okay, I'm gonna start 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds. So Romance Dawn, I really like it because it's literally like the thing that starts it off, obviously. And I think it does a really good job, especially if we're talking about manga, with setting everything up in order. I like the way they did it in the manga more. They showed the Shanks flashback first and then moved on from there. But even the anime, where they show it the opposite way, that is a really, really solid way to start off the show. I mean, you got Alvida, you got Kobe, you introduce a character like Kobe that you don't know is going to become kind of important later on, and it does a really good job explaining who Luffy is and what he's about. That was 30 seconds.
Okay, alright. Then I'll get some my points in. 3, 2, 1, go. So I really liked Luffy's backstory, that episode. It's true, it's sad that they changed it around. It should have been in the beginning, but I get it. But also the rest of the arc, I really love the Zoro moments. I love the way that he does the right thing, even if it means getting in trouble with the law and suffering for justice in a way. And I like how he turned from pirate hunter to now a pirate. And I would love to say more, but it's 30 seconds.
Okay, so now we have 15 seconds to actually rank it. So on the count of 3, we're gonna start. And by the way, guys, if we both say something different, we're gonna take the average of that one.
So I'd go with super, because it's not really nothing special, because it's a pretty good start, but it's also not really the good shit of.
I would go with super as well because it is special. It's not nothing special. Something special is happening. It's the beginning of a great series. So yeah, super.
15 seconds, super. Super it is. Next up, we have the Orange Town arc with our beloved Buggy D Clown. And I guess I'll start in 3, 2, 1. So Orange Town is really one of the parts of One Piece where it struggles to begin for me. I don't love Buggy. I don't love. Well, I do love Buggy, but not here yet. I don't love the story overall. I don't love the way Nami was was utilized there, and I guess I didn't like the fights, and it was just kind of a bad start to me. I don't know. 30 seconds. This was way worse than last time.
It's okay. I'm about to start my 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1. So you kind of mentioned some of the stuff that I was going to say as well, but I think that like the main thing that you said that I totally agree with is that Buggy, he's an interesting villain for where we're at, and I think he adds the comedic elements that need to be there, but he's not who he ends up being at the end of the series, right? Like at the end of the series, or like where we're at now, Buggy is like this totally unique being that nobody's like him. He's very interesting. He holds a lot of power for how stupid he is. And this, he's like a big fish in a small pond kind of thing, but he's okay. 30 seconds. I almost said more and then I realized that I was at 30 seconds.
It's all right. Let's rank it in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so if I had to rank this one, I would probably rank it and nothing special happened. I mean, it's not bad. Not great, but I'd say it's below Romance Dawn for sure.
It's definitely below Romance Dawn. I also don't It was a short arc. It's not like I struggled to get through it, but that's 15 seconds. Let's put it in nothing special. Oh god. Next up, we have the Syrup Village arc, which is the introduction of my very second favorite character in all of One Piece, Usopp. Favorite one is Luffy.
It's my turn to start.
It's your turn to
try
start.
Steal my thunder. 3,
Feel free to start.
2, 1, go. So Syrup Village, I think, was actually really bad overall. The only thing that really pulls it through is the fact that we're introduced to Usopp, which I agree is one of my favorite characters. He is like the bomb. I love Usopp, but his character design at the beginning, you said this in the first one, his character design sucks at the beginning, and it really is bad. It's like uncomfortable to look at almost. And then like his character overall at this stage in the story is just something that there's nothing admirable about him. It's hard to really like him. And then the storyline overall in Syrup Village sucks. But anyways, that's it.
So I'll jump into it. 3, 2, 1, go. So one thing I struggle with in Syrup Village is the villains. Like I don't think Captain Kuro or Klahadore is a good villain at all. He's really boring. His fighting style is boring. All his underlings I didn't like at all. Except for Django. That one was fine.
Yeah, Django's okay.
But yeah, the whole thing, it felt kind of small scale, and I didn't even like Usopp's backstory that much, so that's 30 seconds.
Don't you just want to keep saying more?
Yeah.
See,
really.
the bad thing about Syrup Village is that it's so bad that you want to say more. It's not that it's so good you want to say more, you know?
Yeah.
But
It's really hard to focus it on these 30 seconds right now.
I know, it is. Let's rank it. You can start out on this one.
Yeah.
So
3, 2, 1.
1.
So I'd say this one is really where it struggles the most for me, so I'd put it in Luffy. Help me get through this arc.
Yeah, Luffy helped me get through this arc for sure. It's not Foxy. I think we have one later on that might be Foxy tier. We'll have to see.
We'll see. Not today, probably.
Yeah, probably not.
Next up today we have the Baratier arc, the introduction of Sanji and the warlords and some other interesting characters. And this time I'll start again, so let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. So I really like Sanji. Sanji's introduction. Sanji is really, you can see the character he is from the very second, but what I want to focus on is the Mihawk fight with Zoro. That's still that fight is still one of my favorite things in One Piece. I love the way it's that it's really one-sided, and Mihawk just wrecks Zoro, and I love the ending with him saying "Scars on the back are a swordsman's shame," and I would love to say more, but it's 30 seconds.
Scars on the back are one shame. All right, my turn. 3, 2, 1. 2, 1, start. So you pretty much covered all the Mihawk stuff, so I don't really have to touch on that, which saves me a lot of time. So I think that the parts that I really like about this is Sanji's introduction. I feel like nobody gets a better first introduction than Sanji. I just really love how they immediately make him into being a badass character, and they immediately are like, hey, listen, this guy is not some little weakling. This guy has been growing up his entire life on a thing of pirates who, he's just a badass from the jump, and I love that about his character introduction. I obviously love Zeph. Only thing that I don't like is Don Krieg. Anyways, that's 30 seconds.
Wow, we didn't even touch on the biggest part of the arc, which is the Don Krieg fight.
Is that the biggest part of the arc, though? When you look,
it's the longest part of the arc.
Not the most important, but it's there.
Yeah, I think last time we talked more about Don Krieg, and it's just that he's kind of boring. He's not a great villain. Let's rank it in 3, 2, 1. Please.
Oh God, I gotta put this one in the One Piece hype is real.
I agree. This one is really where it starts to pick up.
I want to live.
It's not, especially with the whole Don Krieg part. But as I said, the Mihawk fight is one of my favorite things, and it's 15 seconds. It's the One Piece, the One Piece hype is real.
The One Piece hype.
Yeah. Next up, we have Arlong Park, and this is where it gets good. So please, you can start.
I'm honestly so happy that I got this one and not Logtown, because even though we just did it, I can't really remember much about Logtown stuff. All right, so Arlong Park, 3, 2, 1, go. So I think that Arlong Park is one of my favorite arcs in One Piece, and I think it's mostly because, one, I just really like the whole trope they're going with whenever it talks about like the racism against fishmen, and this is the first time that we get to experience fishmen. and it really serves as like a stepping stone to later on whenever we learn about Fish or Tiger and everything. Without this, we would be missing out on so much key information. And I just like Arlong as a villain. He's a very like prototypical villain. And then of course you got the Nami moment, and you got like a lot of cool moments in this. Like, you know, the Luffy and Arlong fight is really cool. Anyways, 30 seconds.
I really like what you touched on this time with the whole racism theme.
Oh yeah,
cool.
I thought that was really cool in this one.
Yeah. So 3, 2, 1. So I'm gonna focus more on the what's happening in the arc, not what it sets up. I really love the Nami flashback. It's one of my favorites in the whole story. I love the Luffy help me moment more than I love I want to live, which is amazing.
Ooh.
But I also do love the fights very much. I love the way that Usopp finally jumps over his shadow and starts behaving like a badass in that 30 seconds.
All right, so
Man, Arlong,
I'll let you start
Arlong
with
is
ranking
just
this
great.
one.
Okay.
I'll let you start with ranking this one. I think this is going to be a tough one to rank for me, at least. I'm kind of torn between the two, and I don't remember which one we chose. So, ready?
Oh, I do.
3,
3,
2, 1, go.
I think this arc is really where One Piece starts to be really good, and Arlong Park is one of my favorite parts still. So I want to live for this.
Okay, yeah, I think that's fair. I go with I Want to Live. Probably low I Want to Live compared to
Yeah.
some of the other stuff, but it's one of
Sure.
my favorites. Okay, that's 15 seconds.
So next up we have Lockdown. I'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. Lockdown is, I feel like, a all around pretty good arc. Nothing really too special. I love the introduction of Smoker. Smoker is still one of my favorite Marines Marines in the whole story. I love his powers, the Logia that was introduced, but I also love all the little parts and even the fillers. I love how Zoro gets his sword. I love the thing with Luffy on the chopping block, but that's it. 30 seconds. I stutter way too much.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so I really wanted to talk more about Smoker too because I love Smoker. I feel
Hell
like it's
yeah.
a shame the way he turns out later on. Honestly, I feel like he doesn't get the development that he deserves. But when he's introduced, I mean, it just feels like he's impossible to defeat. And if Dragon wouldn't have been there, which that's another thing, is that Dragon gets introduced to us. He would have never gotten away from there. Like Smoker would have wiped the floor with Luffy in that moment. So I'm really happy that Smoker gets introduced. I wish he got more screen time, and then I'm really happy that Dragon got introduced as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna rank this one under super because I think that it's not quite a One Piece hype is real. I think it's not nothing special. I think it's pretty mid, but like high mid.
Yeah, I agree. So as much as I did like the stuff that was set up, the arc itself wasn't that amazing, and that's 15 seconds. It's super.
Super.
Next up, we have the Reverse Mountain arc, which is not, as I remembered it, just them going up Reverse Mountain, but also the whole Laboon thing. It's
All right,
your
my turn to
turn,
go
Tyler.
first. Yeah.
And
Thank God.
And I didn't call you Eddie all the time last time we recorded this.
I feel like you were about to say it, and then you were like, "Oh God, I forgot I did that last time."
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. So Reverse Mountain for me, it was pretty lackluster except for the Laboon story. The Laboon storyline is really what carries us along. And again, it's one of those other famous Oda moments where it's like the foreshadowing. You have no idea how important this is going to be later. Like you just kind of view it as like oh man, that was a sad story. Anyways, let's move on with our lives. But then it comes back later, and I love that about that. Honestly, hindsight makes this arc even better than it was whenever I saw it. Yeah, I think it's pretty middling still. I think it's like a little above average. Anyways, your turn.
So 3, 2, 1. I disagree. I don't really love this arc. I think the whole part, the whole story around Laboon. I mean, it's interesting when you get the payoff, but right now it's really it's really quite boring. And the whole part with a Baroque Works agent, which were Vivi and this other guy, it wasn't interesting at all. And I think that wasn't that great of a thing. The best thing about this arc was the Crocus running gag with bam, 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 30 seconds.
You barely got that in.
Barely, my God.
Okay.
I do way worse this time.
It's probably because it's late for you, or later.
Yeah.
15 seconds on the board for ranking it, and you get to start this time.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. So to me, as I said, I really didn't love this arc. For me, it's kind of a Luffy, help me get through this arc.
Okay, I would probably put it in nothing special happened, but I think I can concede with you and put it down there because I think it was better in hindsight than it was whenever I was watching it. So
Next up, we have Whiskey Peak, and this is probably the arc I remember the least. Even though I just rewatched parts of it, it's... Okay, let me just start with my 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1. So the whole story with them getting to this first island and getting greeted by what turns out to be Baroque works, I didn't feel like this was too interesting. Of course, we do get the Zoro versus 100 bounty hunters fight, which was cool, and then Zoro versus Luffy, which was okay. But then we also get this exploding booger guy, but we do get the introduction of Nico Robin, which was pretty cool, but the rest of the arc I didn't love. 30 seconds.
Okay, I'm gonna start mine in 3, 2, 1. So you covered a lot of the good stuff because I think that this arc, like you said, is really forgettable. And even though we've already talked about it now, and I've heard you say something and me say something on it once before this, I still don't really have much to say about this arc. I mean, the 100 guy beatdown is cool. Getting to know about Baroque works a little bit more is cool. Getting to meet Robin is one of the coolest parts. Like I said in the first time we did this, there's a lot of really cool moments in this, but I think overall it's not great. Like the Luffy versus Zoro fight's cool, but there's just not a lot of things that make it 100% great. Just a lot of cool moments. Okay, so I'm gonna rank this one in nothing special happened.
I fully
agree. Not quite Luffy helped me get through this arc because it wasn't hard to get through it, and it's kind of short. So definitely,
but it was really forgettable.
Yeah, I agree.
So nothing special happened. Nothing. Oh god, I overshot. Next up we have
Little Garden.
Thank you.
You cannot remember this arc's name to save your life.
No. So to explain, the first time I tried to watch One Piece, I stopped, and it was right a little bit after this point. This and the next arc really.
It was the reason why you stopped. Like
it was
these
the
two
reason.
arcs.
Yeah.
Because you have to realize, especially if you're watching this is, let's see, 70 to 91. So you have to sit through like 31 episodes, worse than chapters of these two arcs. So I can understand how that happens. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. So I have to say, Little Caesar arc is really, I like the fact that it introduces giants, but I don't think that they're used to their full capability. And I don't think enough was explained about them because we still don't know very much about giants. I feel like since we had two giants that we're interacting with on a daily basis or like a moment-to-moment basis, that we definitely should have known more about giants by the time we left. We had the Mr. Prince incident, which I really liked. There were some cool moments with Zoro where he tries to cut off his own legs, which we didn't mention in the last one, which I thought was so funny. That's a really funny moment. And then also it starts the Zoro Sanji thing. Okay, bye.
I'll start my 30 seconds. So as I said, this arc was when it started to get boring for me. I didn't love the whole giant fight. I don't love the reason why they fight because, that's not... I don't really care for that honor fighting. And also the Baroque work fights in this one, I didn't enjoy very much. The whole Mr. 3 candle thing. And also the part with the other little color girl that manipulated Luffy. That was more infuriating to me than anything else. And I think we forgot. That's 30 seconds.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that, so I'm happy you brought that up.
Yeah.
I 100% forgot about that.
All right. I think it's my turn to start with a ranking.
Yes.
In 3, 2, 1. So I don't think this arc was as bad as I made it out to be. I don't think I had to really struggle to get through this. I'd put it in nothing special happened.
Totally agree. Couldn't agree more with that one.
Because it's not really that bad.
It's not bad, but it's just not like peak One Piece,
Yeah. Next up, we have Drum Island arc. The introduction of Chopper, and I think it's my turn to start.
Yes,
it is. In 3, 2, 1. This is where it started to get bad for me. I didn't love the introduction of Chopper. Basically everything that happened present time, I didn't like. The whole thing, it took them ages to finally get to the castle, and when they got there, nothing really interesting happened either. The thing with Wapol, I didn't like either. The only good thing about this arc is the end of the backstory with Here Look and his speech and him dying and all that, and 30 seconds.
Yep, that was a good 30 seconds.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with my 30 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. So my 30 seconds, I definitely want to start with I forgot to mention this the last time, but it's actually something that I really don't like about this arc. I feel like the environment's kind of plain. It's a really boring environment. I mean, everything's either snow or it's like this weird, like ugly town. There's just nothing good going on visually. I feel like that's something that One Piece really solves in the New World specifically. But at this point, we're just getting the Grand Line. I expect things to be crazy, and we've got this boring island. It was kind of the same thing with the last arc too. So I could see how you could get bored on these 2 arcs. But yeah, that's actually all my time. I spent it all talking about visuals.
I do really agree, though. The visuals were one thing.
Yeah, it's true.
I forgot about that, but
great.
it's draining, kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
With the ranking, it's your turn to start in 3, 2, 1,
my turn to
go.
start. I think we're gonna agree on the ranking here. I'm gonna go with Luffy. Help me get through this arc.
Definitely.
Because it was. Yeah. It was a chug. It was like chug. Come on, get through this. So yeah, I'll go with Luffy. Help me get through this arc.
I completely agree with this. Again, this was where I stopped watching for the first time. I'm glad I picked it back up.
Which I totally understand how you could stop watching at that point. But little did you know that you were just mere episodes away from one of the best arcs in all
of One Piece. I agree. Okay. And I think it's your turn to start.
Yeah, it's my turn. Thank God. I love this arc, so I'm happy. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. So Alabasta, it's one of the first arcs where, first of all, it's one of the longer arcs at this point. It might be the longest arc that's happened yet. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
And it was all building up to this, and it could not have done a better job with payoff. I mean, it was awesome. And you brought up in the last one, which I didn't really talk about much, the fact that it was a civil war, which I'll leave you to cover that. But I do want to talk about Crocodile, who's my favorite villain in the entire show. I think I just love him. He's so Machiavellian. He's very Bond villain. I love that guy. And he's got really cool powers. And it seemed like Luffy wasn't going to beat him, but then he was able to. Okay. 30 seconds.
3, 2, 1. You already touched on the Civil War thing. I really like that there was this whole rebellion and civil war that Crocodile started. And we really get to see it and get to see consequences and the whole fighting between the rebel army and the soldiers. But I also like the stuff before that with the Rainbase and Crocodile capturing them and the whole casino thing with Mr. Prince. It was so amazing. And the only thing I didn't love were the one-on-one fights, even though they were fine too. And that's 30 seconds, but I want to talk more.
I'm happy that you brought up the Civil War both times because that's something that I for some reason was leaving out. But yeah, that is one of my favorite parts of the entire thing.
Man, okay, so that arc is so good.
Oh, it is. I think it's your turn to do the ranking.
I think so, yeah.
And I think we're gonna agree, but let's do it anyway. All right,
in 3, 2, 1. This is still one of my favorite arcs. It's not as good as some that will come up next time, but so far I can't say anything but I want to live for this.
Yeah, I was gonna put it in Foxy tier, but you know what? I'll go ahead and go along with that one and put it in I Want to Live. That's 15 seconds, so we're done.
15 seconds. Sadly. And this is also it for this video, because this is where we take the break.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of time constraints, we're going to have to record this again another day and do the second part, but you guys have to get it to 10 likes. So 10 likes.
Yeah. So smash like and gomu gomu no bazooka that subscribe button for more.
Maybe, hey, don't even stop at 10. Like that's the like goal. Like keep liking past that.
As many likes as possible. Maybe I can get it out even faster.
Yeah, maybe. It'll be out tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. Well, make it impossible for you.
No. All right. So check out Tyler DOE. He is amazing. I love his channel. I love everything he does. He's an amazing guy, as you can hear. I had a blast doing this with him, even though this was the second time.
I might have had more fun the second time around. It was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. I enjoyed this. And also, I think the idea for the 30-second time limit came from...
Oh, yeah, that came from RTL. Yeah, we did that in one of his streams not too long ago. I don't remember which one we were doing, but we were doing something similar to this, and I thought that was such a good idea. So check out RTL Faith.
It's a really good idea, and I agree, check him out. I sometimes do thumbnails for him, so that's a reason too. Also, write me on Twitter if you need thumbnails. And I think that's it. And with that being said, I hope you had a fantastic day. Don't forget that madness is our only hope, and smile, motherfucker.